Hi, this is Ty from Omni Technologies. I've been a hot water specialist for over 20 years now and am the chief designer and founder of Omni Technologies. Today I'd like to introduce our Omni heat pump range of heat pump products. This is the Omni all-in-one Duplex stainless steel hot water heat pump. It is available in 4 capacities, 180, 250, 340 and our 420 litre models. This 420 litre is the largest all-in-one heat pump available on the market. I designed the Omni system with customer in mind, focusing on low to no maintenance of the cylinder itself. This is actually achieved through removing completely our magnesium or aluminium anode. So this here is an old anode that is completely deteriorated. This is a new anode. Some of the other heat pumps in the market, they will have 1, 2 or even 3 anodes. And when you consider that replacing these every single time will cost $300 to $500, it is a significance in maintaining the heat pump itself. When we consider longevity of heat pumps, our compressor may only last 14 years. So when you consider that you have replaced an anode every 5 years through the life of the system, you could write off that entire cost of those anode replacements over that time period because the compressor fails and then you're back to square one. So why bother? We decided to get rid of it completely. Our system also has a 10-year cylinder warranty. We did that through the high grade of the stainless steel, and we believe that we've earned the warranty. We haven't just put it down on a piece of paper like a few other manufacturers have. So very focused on high warranty, high longevity of the cylinder itself. Our approach was to remove the tank from the equation itself as a longevity and focus purely on compressor and the heat pump itself reliability. So tank removed as a longevity concern, only focusing on heat pump itself. The tank itself, made of the Duplex 2205 grade, allows us to work in a whole range of water chemistries across Australia, not governed by East Coast only, like 316 grade. Our 2205 allows us to perform well in all water qualities in the market. In the heart of our unit is a Hitachi Highly 850 watt R290 compressor. This places us as one of the larger compressors in the market and on par with the largest across a couple other brands that share this same compressor as we do. The larger input shortens the heating cycle, which actually will allow us to take advantage of higher ambient air temperatures throughout the daytime, as well as solar PV generation or low electricity tariffs. In simple terms, our compressor is a V8, whereas a lot of other compressors are smaller, a V6 4-cylinder. It's a fast compressor. This is the controller on our product. This is uniquely side mounted as opposed to mounted on the front of the heat pump like a lot of other products out there in the market. We see time and time again heat pumps down the side of the house. The controller is on the front. We have to rotate the tank, let's say 30 degrees to basically gain access to the controller. So therefore we mount it on the side of the tank as opposed to the front. This also gives us the ability to rotate the tank 180 degrees, and we can do a left-hand connection or a right-hand connection to the tank itself. Then we have 2-time programmability on the physical controller itself. And if you download the 2 app, which is one of the largest apps in the world for these technologies, it allows even more programmable timeframes from there. We have as standard a 10 amp 3-pin plug. This allows you to just plug it into a regular outlet and have an electricity supply up and running. So gas continuous flow replacement, very easy one, or just saving the costs on a dedicated power circuit. So dedicated power circuits cost a lot. Just to do a back-to-back power point is a very minimal cost for the customer. Here we have our controller plugged in, not that you can see. This allows us to lift the hatch and then program timer frame settings into the unit. Most customers are programming their unit either a 10 AM to 3 PM heating cycle or 11 till 4. That's really just to take advantage of solar PV feed-in tariffs. So when you consider what value you gain for exporting power to the grid, it makes far more sense to use the heat pump during the day and store electricity but in a thermal form in the tank for use later on. So this heat pump is basically a heat battery as well. So you may have a battery on the house. This is another battery, so we're storing electricity in this tank as a thermal form for use later on. Our sizing reflects to this as well. When we consider that people use 50 to 75 litres of hot water per person per day, that's how we select our sizing of the unit for the household. So obviously 420, 340, 250. We want to focus that heating cycle during the daytime period only, as best as what we can. Going back to the compressor size as well, the 850 watt input helps us narrow down that heating cycle as much as possible to get it within this better time frame for heating itself. So if you look at solar, the sun is up mostly between 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock or 11 till 3. So if we can narrow that heating cycle, we're far better off doing so, and therefore large V8 compressor comes into its own. With our faster heating cycle, timer functionality, size of the tank itself, all these things together will help us create a more efficient product, run less because we're taking advantage of those higher ambient air temperatures, increase the COP or coefficient performance, and actually help us with warranty. So we have a comprehensive 5-year parts and labour warranty, which is very high in the market, and it's just done so because we use it less. The product might be very similar to a lot of other products out there, and a lot of the components will actually be the same, but we can run 1 hour less or 45 minutes less per day simply by how we use the product. When you consider a few other products out there, 270 litre, 280 litre capacities being quite comparable, we can go up to a 340 litre capacity and run once during the daytime, whereas a few other products in the market you'll have to run twice per day because you just won't have enough capacity. So would a customer prefer a smaller product to run twice per day or a larger capacity product to run once per day only? When you consider our overall capacity across all the models, built-in timer frame functionality, large compressor, it makes so much sense to run these heat pumps during the daytime only and achieve some slightly higher COPs or coefficient performance and make the most of those. So a question for customers all the time is, would you prefer a reasonable size heat pump that's a 270, 280 litre capacity and run twice per day, or would you prefer a slightly larger 340 or 420 litre capacity and run once per day? It just makes sense to run it with solar PV and take advantage of those higher ambient air temperatures, so hence that's why we designed it. So if you can reach out, we can talk about solar PV integration, sizing, reducing greenhouse gas emissions or running costs. Give us a phone call or an email, and thanks for watching.